What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Monday, February 29th, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. The 88th Annual Academy Awards were unveiled at Hollywood's Dolby Theater on Sunday. Spotlight won Best Picture. Best Director went to Alejandro G. Inarritu for The Revenant. Best Actress in the Leading Role went to Brie Larson for Room. Best Actor in the Leading Role went to Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant. Best Actress in the Supporting Role went to Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl. Best Actor in the Supporting Role went to Mark Rylance for The Bridge of Spies. Best Animated Feature Film went to Inside Out. Best Original Screenplay went to Spotlight. Best Adapted Screenplay went to The Big Short. Best Cinematography went to The Revenant. And Best Visual Effects went to Ex Machina. Mad Max Fury Road won Academy Awards in achievements in Best Film Editing, Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Sound Editing, and Best Sound Mixing. Amy, the documentary about the late Amy Winehouse, won Best Documentary Feature. A Girl in the River, The Prince of Forgiveness, won Best Documentary Short. Stutterer won Best Live Action Short. Bear Story won Best Animated Short Film. Best Original Score went to Ennio Morricone for The Hateful Eight. Best Foreign Language Film went to The Son of Saul from Hungary. And Best Original Song went to Writings on the Wall from the James Bond film Spectrum. The words and music were written by James Napier and Sam Smith. Leonardo DiCaprio walked away from the Dolby Theater with his first Academy Award on Sunday night, landing Best Actor honors for The Revenant, while Spotlight was named Best Picture on an evening filled with sentiment and surprises. Taking the stage at the 88th Annual Academy Awards to a prolonged standing ovation, the actor thanked his co-star Tom Hardy and The Revenant director Alejandro G. Inarritu, who scored his own Oscar for directing the film. DiCaprio also thanked Martin Scorsese as well as his parents. During his speech, the actor also addressed climate change, a favorite cause of his. DiCaprio said, "Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species." DiCaprio concluded his speech by saying, "Let us not take this planet for granted. I do not take this for granted." Brie Larson, meanwhile, won Best Actress for Room. She said, "Thank you to all of you who saw it. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to the moviegoers." While it was named Best Picture, Spotlight won just 2 awards of the night. That made it the first Best Picture winner to nab only 2 Oscars since 1952's The Greatest Show on Earth. The independent drama about newspaper reporters uncovering the Catholic priest sex abuse scandal in Boston also took home the trophy for Best Original Screenplay, but its overall haul was only the night's third best, behind 6 awards for Mad Max Fury Road and 3 for The Revenant, a rarity for Best Picture winners. The night's other big winner, Mad Max Fury Road, secured Academy Awards for costume design, production design, makeup and hairstyling, film editing, sound editing, and sound mixing. Perhaps the most prominent presence in the show was the controversy over the lack of diversity among this year's nominees. Oscar host Chris Rock dove headfirst into the ceremony's diversity problem, tossing out a barrage of jokes in his opening monologue that tackled the topic. After a ceremony opening montage featuring various films, Rock took the stage at the Dolby Theater and declared, "Man, I counted at least 15 black people in that montage." Characterizing the ceremony as the, quote, "the White People's Choice Awards," Rock went on to say, "You realize if they nominated hosts, I wouldn't get the job." Rock brought up the boycott that arose from the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite outrage, saying that he'd consider boycotting, but reasoning that the Oscars would have gotten on without him anyways. And besides, the last thing I need is to lose another job to Kevin Hart. The Oscar host also noted that there had probably been all-white Oscars before, but there hadn't been protests because black people had bigger concerns in the past. Rock posted it, "When your grandmother's swinging from a tree, it's really hard to care about Best Documentary Foreign Short." As for those who did boycott the show, Rock noted that Jada Pinkett Smith is on the television show and that Jada is boycotting the Oscars like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. "I wasn't invited. It's not an invitation I would turn down." In a particularly pointed jab, Rock joked that that this year's In Memoriam segment is, quote, just going to be black people who were shot by the cops. In the end, Rock said, we want black actors to get the same opportunities. That's it. Early winners in Sunday's ceremony include The Big Short, which won Best Adapted Screenplay. The diversity theme continued with the segment inserting black actors into some of this year's nominated films, including Whoopi Goldberg as a mop-towing janitor in Joy, and Rock himself as a stranded black astronaut in The Martian. Rock then trotted out actress television personality Stacey Dash, who has been very publicly critical of BET and Black History Month. Dash said, I cannot wait to help my people out. Happy Black History Month. Musical performers include Sam Smith, who sang Writings on the Wall from the James Bond film Spectrum. He was introduced by comedian Sarah Silverman, who dropped a string of jokes about how lame James Bond is in bed. The Weeknd also performed his song Earned It from 50 Shades of Grey in a performance that was equally parts aerial acrobatics, dance numbers, and X&M homage. Vice President Joe Biden was on hand to introduce musical performer Lady Gaga. Drawing the audience's attention to sexual abuse, Biden asked viewers to take a pledge that, quote, says, I will intervene in situations when consent has not or cannot be given. Biden directed viewers to the website It's On Us Origin. Gaga then performed the song Till It Happens to You from the documentary The Hunting Ground, joined on stage by a group of sexual assault survivors. The performance was given added currency, giving Gaga's recent vocal support of singer Kesha, who alleges that she was sexually abused by her producer, Dr. Luke. And it was a powerful moment, but ultimately Gaga and her co-writer, Diane Warren, lost the Best Original Song award to Sam Smith and James Napier for Writings on the Wall. The ceremony was also marked by a number of whimsical moments. After showing footage from The Revenant on camera, cut to a person sitting in an audience in a bear suit, applauding. Later, Rock said that he is always interested in meeting the real people that movies are based on, such as Straight Outta Compton subject Suge Knight. On cue, the camera cut to a man dressed as Knight in a prison orange garb, bound in Hannibal Lecter-worthy restraints and guarded by police. A note to Knight's current legal woes. In another segment, Rock bemoaned that he'd been too busy preparing for the ceremony to help his daughters during Girl Scout cookie season, and he implored audience members to, quote, reach into your millionaire pockets to help out. A troop of Girl Scouts then made their way into the audience to hawk cookies from the crowd. Rock implored the girls, you can make $30 million. Come on, let's get this money. Later, Rock revealed jokingly anyways that the girls had made $65,243 from selling cookies, many of them bought by night. Louis C.K. provided one of the most memorable presenter speeches in the Best Documentary Short category. The comedian said that this was the one Academy Award that could change a person's life because the people who work in the field are doomed to relatively poverty. The comedian said, you cannot make a dime on this. These people will never be rich as long as they can live. This Oscar is going home in a Honda Civic. It's going to give them anxiety to keep it in their crappy apartment. During the In Memoriam segment, Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl performed the Beatles' Blackbird as a display flash of procession of the deceased, including Alan Rickman, Dean Jones, Jerry Weintraub, Holly Woodland, Albert Mays, David Bowie, and Leonard Nimoy. The Oscars got a surprise presenter Sunday when Sacha Baron Cohen revived Ali G, calling himself a token black presenter. In the year of the hashtag OscarsSoWhy, Ali G praised the hard work and great accomplishments of people of color, including very hard-working little yellow people with tiny dongs. Before anyone got upset, he meant the Minions. Cohen, who stars in next month's The Brother Grimsby, has been going down character memory lane lately. In December, he revived Borat on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Cohen first debuted Ali G in Britain's 11 O'Clock show in 2000 before he transitioned to HBO's The Ali G Show alongside the Borat and Bruno characters. Cohen recently appeared on Mark Maron's WTF podcast to talk about the allegations of racism Ali G inspired when British reporters realized Cohen was white, until they ultimately decided he wasn't racist after all, he said. Ali G, he explained on the podcast, considered his own background boring, which has led him to adopt stereotypical African-American mannerisms. Cohen Ali G presented scenes from a Best Picture nominee Room, a movie about a room full of white people. He presented alongside Vinyl star Olivia Wilde, who introduced Best Picture nominee Brooklyn. He told her, "You was well fit." The Brothers Grimsby, co-starred Mark Strong, opens in theaters March 11th. Fans wondered about the chemistry between the Joker and Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. Got a sneak preview during Sunday's Oscar ceremony as Jared Leto and Margot Robbie strolled on stage to present the award for hair and makeup. Good enough that the internet instantly demanded they become a couple and gave them the celebrity couple name Jargo. They were the perfect fit to talk about the makeup and prosthetics, given the multicolored pigtails Robbie will be rocking as Quinn and Leto's pale tattoo skin as the Joker. In DC comic lore, Quinn is the Joker's psychologist turned partner in crime. Leto even slipped in a joke about the Merkin. The joke came as Leto noted that the hair and makeup artist handled prosthetics, hair, and so much more. Leto previously won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his role in Dallas Buyers Club. Robbie appeared in the Best Picture nominee, The Wolf of Wall Street. Suicide Squad, which premieres August 5th, 2016, features a team of supervillains doing dirty jobs for the government to lessen their sentence for hellacious crimes. Quinn and Joker will find themselves in a love triangle with Deadshot, played by Will Smith. Director David Ayer has reportedly said Quinn's arc is about her breaking free of the Joker and becoming this fully actualized independent person. That really is a metaphor for everyone's journey here. Disney Pixar wants the world to know it will premiere a new full-length trailer for its animated adventure Finding Dory on the Ellen DeGeneres Show Wednesday. To get the word out, the studio posted a 30-second teaser, which has gotten nearly 800,000 views on YouTube since Friday. The clip features the titular fish voiced by DeGeneres swimming along to the song Have You Seen Her? Finding Dory, the sequel to 2003's Finding Nemo, is due in theaters June 17th. A synopsis says Finding Dory reunites everyone's favorite forgetful blue tang Dory with her friends Nemo and Marlin on the search for answers about her past. What can she remember? Who are her parents? And where did she learn to speak whale? George R.R. Martin will include a twist in A Song of Ice and Fire that will not appear in HBO's series The Game of Thrones. The 67-year-old author revealed The Winds of Winter, the sixth novel in his A Song of Ice and Fire series, will include a character who died on Game of Thrones but not in the books. Martin said in an interview with IGN while discussing A Song of Ice and Fire in the sci-fi and fantasy genres, "I have decided to do it. Will you know it? I don't know. It's fairly obvious because it is something that involves a couple of characters, one of which is dead on the show and not dead in the books. So the show can't do it, unfortunately, because they have killed someone I have not killed." Fans immediately speculated Martin was talking about Jon Snow, who was left for dead on the Game of Thrones Season 5 finale, but the author says there are like 15 characters who are dead on the show, but who are alive in the books. Game of Thrones will return for a sixth season April 24th, while Martin has yet to release The Winds of Winter. The author said in a January blog post said the show, which will outpace the books, will not necessarily spoil the novels. He wrote, "Maybe yes and no. Given where we are, inevitably there will be certain plot twists and reveals in Season 6 of Game of Thrones that have not yet happened in the books. How you want to handle that? Hey, that's up to you." Martin released A Dance with Dragons, the fifth A Song of Ice and Fire book in 2011, and said last month he's months away from finishing The Winds of Winter. House of Cards senior writers Melissa James Gibson and Pran Puglisi have been promoted to showrunners for the Netflix original series. The show's star and executive producer Kevin Spacey said in a statement Friday, "I welcome Frank and Melissa in their new roles on House of Cards and look forward to collaborating with them and our creative team on Season 5. Added Gibson and Puglisi in their own joint statement, "We and the rest of the House of Cards writers look forward to the next chapter in the reign of Underwood." The pair joins the political drama in its third season. The series also stars Robin Wright, Michael Kelly, Mahershala Ali, Jane Atkinson, Neve Campbell, Derek Cecil, Nathan Darrow, Kim Dickens, Elizabeth Marvel, Dominique McGillett, Molly Parkers, Paul Sparks, Ellen Burstyn, Cecily Tyson, and Joel Kinnaman. All 13 episodes of its upcoming fourth season will be debuting March 4th on Netflix. Oscar-winning Whiplash actor J.K. Simmons is to star with Mark Wahlberg in Patriot Days, which will begin shooting in Boston next month, CBS Films and Lionsgate announced. The film is about the 2013 Boston Marathon terror attacks that killed 3 people and injured more than 250. Patriot Days reunites Wahlberg with his lone survivor director Peter Berg and is being produced by Wahlberg, Scott Stubert, Hutch Parker, Dylan Clark, Stephen Levinson, and Michael Radusky. A press release says Simmons will play Sergeant Jeffrey Puglisi of the Watertown Police Department, who distinguished himself in combat with Islamic extremists Tamerlan and Dosikor Tavzanov. Wahlberg will play a composite of several Boston Police Department officers central to the investigation and manhunt. Berg said in a statement, beyond his considerable talents, J.K. Simmons is a person who respects the solemn trust that these real-life heroes are putting in our hands. This is an actor who will represent the role in the best possible way. Aaron Paul is teasing an upcoming appearance as Jesse Pinkman on AMC's Breaking Bad spin-off series Better Call Saul, cryptically stating, "Maybe I already shot it." Paul discussed the possibility Thursday during a Reddit AMA session, responding to a fan asking if he was, quote, open to making an appearance on the crime drama. He responded by saying, "Yes, of course. I'm such a huge fan of Better Call Saul, and of course everyone behind the show, so who knows," before leading fans to believe that a cameo appearance could be happening sooner rather than later as Saul enters his second season. He continued by writing, "Maybe I already shot it. It might be airing this season. I don't know. Well, actually, I do know, but you'll have to watch and see. But yeah, I'd absolutely be open to it, and we have discussed the possibility." Paul, who currently stars in the crime thriller 999, is getting ready to return to television, Hulu's upcoming drama The Path. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly Thursday, Paul discussed saying goodbye to the fan favorite Pinkman and how the character's popularity has affected his life. The 36-year-old said, "I absolutely feel like I said goodbye to Jesse, and it might sound a little cheesy, but I think Jesse will always live somewhere within me. I'm the only person on the planet that lived and breathed every moment of Jesse's existence, and then some. Every moment that we saw, I created in my crazy head. I love Jesse. I feel so connected to him." He continued by saying he could always come back one way or another. The second season of I Am Kate will see Caitlyn Jenner confronting protesters, trying on wedding dresses, and meeting presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton. A new promo for the reality series follows Jenner's lifestyle transition, released Friday. Also showed the former Olympian getting her first photo ID since her transition to living as a woman, as well as an intimate discussion with a friend about getting hurt. She said, I don't want to hurt anybody." The friend responds, "Don't you mean you don't want to get hurt yourself?" The clip shows protesters picketing around Jenner as she leaves a downtown venue, with one telling the celebrity through a loudspeaker she's an insult to trans people. Jenner is heard saying over the clip, "I'm slowly coming into my womanhood, but it's a work in progress. I need to evolve as a person. There's just too much at stake to get it wrong." Season 2 of I Am Kate premieres March 6 on E! And in a related story, Kylie Jenner is shutting down a fresh wave of plastic surgery and pregnancy rumors. The 18-year-old reality star denied getting breast implants and a nose job in the new issue of Wonderland magazine, saying mom Kris Jenner would have never have her do the procedures because she is too young. She said of her confession to having temporary lip fillers, "People think that I have everything done. I thought it was going to chill down when I said, okay, I admit it, I got my lips done. I never lied. I just wasn't telling the whole truth." She explained, "Then people took that and were like, oh, well, if she got her lips done, she probably got everything done. People don't realize I just turned 18, so there's no way my mom would ever let me undergo a nose job or boob job." Jenner told fans she's also too young for marriage and motherhood during a live stream on her website and app Thursday. The teenager and Tyga toured his tour bus amid rumors she and the 26-year-old rapper are engaged or are expecting. She said before joking to Tyga, "I'm not pregnant and I'm not married. 'Cause you're slacking, I'm just kidding." She later admitted, "Because I'm a child and I don't want to be married or have a baby right now." Amber Rose, who is best friends with Tyga's ex-fiancee Blac Chyna, called Jenner a baby while criticizing the couple's relationship last February. Tyga addressed his age difference with Jenner in an interview this week with 106 KML. The rapper said, "We deal with a lot, but with me being older than her, I've been through a lot more things. I can help her more with it. I kind of get to see that because I know what kind of person she is and what she has to deal with." He also admitted it's kind of hard to really talk about that because people are going to bash. "I didn't understand it though. I'm like, this person is a really good person." Jenner and her family star on the E! series Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which returns from a mid-season break in the spring. Game of Thrones star Finn Jones has been cast as the main character in Netflix's upcoming superhero drama Iron Fist. Known for his role as Sirius Loris Tyrell on the HBO series, Jones will now be portraying Daniel Rand, a martial arts master who first appears in Marvel Comics in 1974. Returning home to New York City after a long journey, Rand utilizes the mystical powers of the Iron Fist to enhance his abilities to superhuman levels in order to fight crime. Iron Fist is the fourth collaboration between Netflix and Marvel following Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and the forthcoming Luke Cage. Iron Fist is expected to premiere ahead of the planned Defenders crossover, which will bring all four heroes into one series. Originally portrayed as a white male in the comics, many fans speculate Iron Fist would perhaps be played by an Asian actor. However, Netflix has chosen to stick with the source material. Jones will next appear on Season 6 of Game of Thrones, while Netflix's Marvel slate continues with Season 2 of Daredevil on March 18th. Recording artist Sean Lennon denied speculation that his 83-year-old mother, artist Yoko Ono, was hospitalized in New York Friday because she suffered a stroke. Lennon tweeted, "Hey guys, it was only rumors from the press, was not a stroke, just dehydration, tired. She is fine. Thank you everyone for your concern." He later wrote, as an update, only stroke Yoko Ono had was a stroke of genius. She's really fine. Thanks for all the well wishes. Big love, Sean. The New York Post said Ono was taken to ambulance to Mount Sinai West Hospital, New York, which was formerly known as the Roosevelt Hospital, in the same place where her husband, former Beatle John Lennon, died after he was shot by deranged fan Mark David Chapman on December 8th in Manhattan in 1980. Passing to report, actor and former athlete Tony Burton, who played boxing trainer Tony Duke Evers in the Rocky films, has died, his family announced. He was 78. Burton's sister Loretta Kelly said her brother's health had been failing for some time, causing him to be in and out of the hospital for a year. He never received an official diagnosis, Kelly said, according to MLive. Burton appeared in the first 6 Rocky movies opposite Sylvester Stallone. During the first 2 films, he played the trainer of Rocky Balboa's opponent, Apollo Creed. He ultimately became Rocky's trainer in the next 2 films. A Flint, Michigan native, Burton was known as a hard-working athlete who excelled in football, baseball, and boxing. The inductee of the Great Flint Afro-American Hall of Fame also was once a professional boxer. Kelly said Burton's health kept him from seeing the latest film in the Rocky universe, Creed. His character makes an appearance in the form of a flashback in the MGM film, but it was taken from earlier stock footage. Burton also appeared in the films The Shining, Stir Crazy, The Toy, and in 2007 played Sheriff Stoker in the comedy horror film Hack. Sony Music has weighed in on the recent court battle between Kesha and producer Dr. Luke, saying it is legally unable to terminate the singer's contract. Scott A. Eldman, an attorney representing the company, said in a statement to the New York Times Thursday, Sony has made it possible for Kesha to record without any connection, involvement, or interaction with Luke whatsoever, but Sony is not in a position to terminate the contractual relationship between Luke and Kesha. Kesha is signed to Dr. Luke's Kemosabe Records, an imprint owned by Sony Music. Last week, a New York judge denied the pop star's injunction against Dr. Luke, leaving her bound to her contract despite her allegations he sexually, physically, and verbally abused her. The statement continues, Sony is doing everything it can to support the artist in these circumstances, but is legally unable to terminate the contract to which it is not a party. Artists have been showing support for Kesha on social media, including Demi Lovato and Taylor Swift, who later donated $250,000 to Kesha. On Wednesday, Adele voiced her support for the Die Young singer while accepting her award for Best Female Solo Artist at the 2016 Brit Awards. While thanking fans for her support on Facebook Wednesday, Kesha also commented on her relationship with Sony, writing, "All I ever wanted was to be able to make music without being afraid, scared, or abused. This case has never been about a renegotiation of my record contract. It was never about getting a bigger or better deal. This is about being free from my abuser." She continued by saying, "I will be willing to work with Sony if they do the right thing and break all ties that binds me to my abuser." Carrie Underwood and Keith Urban will be performing at the 2016 Academy of Country Music Awards. The Academy announced the 32-year-old American Idol winner and 48-year-old country star will perform at the ceremony along with Cam, Kenny Chesley, and Florida Georgia Line. Singers Durst Bentley and Luke Bryan will co-host the annual awards show Sunday, April 3rd in Las Vegas. The ceremony will be broadcast live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS. Underwood is an 11-time ACM award winner who is nominated for Female Vocalist of the Year. Urban is an 8-time winner-up for Vocal Event of the Year for Raise 'Em Up with Eric Church. Church and Chris Stapleton lead the pack with 5 nominations each, including Male Vocalist of the Year and Vocal Event of the Year. Cam, a first-time ACM Awards nominee, is up for 4 awards, including Best New Female Vocalist of the Year. Underwood came to fame by winning American Idol Season 4 and last released Storyteller in October. She kicked off her accompanying tour January 30th and will bring the venture to a close May 30th in London, Canada. Urban, who shares 2 daughters with his wife, actress Nicole Kidman, last released Fuse in 2013 and will drop his 9th studio album, Ripcord, this year. He also serves as a judge on Fox's reality competition American Idol, which is in its 15th and final season. Deadpool starring Ryan Reynolds is still the #1 movie in the North American box office for a 3rd weekend, Rentrek announced. The R-rated superhero flick earned an additional $31.5 million from Friday through Sunday. Coming in at #2 is Gods of Egypt with $14 million, followed by Kung Fu Panda 3 at #3 with $9 million, Rising at #4 with $7 million, and Eddie the Eagle at #5 with $6.3 million. Rounding out the top tier are 999 at #6 with $6.1 million, How to Be Single at #7 with $5.2 million, The Witch at #8 with $5 million, Race at #9 with $4.3 million, and The Revenant at #10 with $3.8 million. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1940, Hattie McDaniel wins an Oscar. Gone with the Wind is honored with 8 Oscars by the American Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science on this date in 1940. An epic Southern romance set during the hard times of the Civil War, the movie swept the prestigious Best Picture, Director, Screenplay, Cinematography, Art Direction, Film Editing, and Actors category. However, the most momentous award that night undoubtedly went to Hattie McDaniel for her portrayal of Mammy, a housemaid and former slave. McDaniel, who won the Best Supporting Actress Academy Award, was the first African-American actress or actor ever to be honored with an Oscar. Born in Wichita, Kansas in 1895, McDaniel demonstrated her talents as a singer and actress while growing up in Denver, Colorado. She left school while a teenager to perform in several traveling minstrel groups, and in 1924 became one of the first African-American women to sing on U.S. radio. With the onset of the Great Depression, she was forced to take work as a ladies' washroom attendant in a Milwaukee club. The club, which hired only white performers, eventually made an exception and let her sing, and she performed there for a year before setting her sights on Hollywood. In Los Angeles, she won a small role on a local radio show called The Optimistic Do-Nuts, before long had become the program's main attraction. In 1932, she made her first film debut as a Southern house servant in the Golden West. In American movies at the time, African-American actors and actresses were generally limited to house servant roles. McDaniel apparently embraced the stereotype, playing the role of maid or cook in nearly 40 films in the 1930s. Responding to the criticisms by groups such as the NAACP that she perpetually stereotypes, McDaniel responded that she would rather play a maid on the screen than be one in real life. Furthermore, she subverted the stereotype by turning her maids into sassy, independent-minded characters who sometimes made white audiences shift uncomfortably in their seats. Her most famous role was as Mammy in 1939's film Gone with the Wind. Directed by Victor Fleming and based on the best-selling Margaret Mitchell novel of the same name, the movie remains the highest-grossing movie of all time when inflation is taken into account. Although she was honored with an Oscar, liberal African-Americans sharply criticized McDaniel for accepting a role in which her character, a former slave, spoke nostalgically about the Old South. McDaniel's film career declined in the late 40s, and in 1947 she returned to radio as the star of the nationally broadcast The Beulah Show. In the program, she again portrayed an effervescent Southern maid, but in a markedly unstereotypical manner that won praise from the NAACP. In 1951, while filming the first episode of a television version of the popular show, she had a heart attack. She recovered to do a few more radio programs, but in 1952 died of breast cancer at the age of 57. And that is your entertainment report for Monday, February 29th, 2016. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.